be too bad of an idea to Oh no! Oh no! FireBatHero moving his units! They were on move, not attack move! Oh my gosh, FireBatHero has just epic fail by FireBatHero. Putting his units on move. I don't think they were even on attack move. Losing his entire army. His entire army to a few random mines. That was absolutely horrible for FireBatHero. It looked like he was trying to push out to put some pressure on HiyA, but he is not going to be able to do that now. That was horrible. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a slaughter. It looks like FireBatHero is macroing a little bit better, so he may be able to come back from that. That was a harsh hit. Now he's way behind in military, losing it looked like he lost 2 tanks. Okay, he is going to repair those other 2 tanks, so it's only 2 tanks and 3 Marines, so I guess it's not a huge hit, but if he'd left those tanks unrepaired, then they would have gone down pretty quickly, and that would have been a huge hit. So, oh man. Let's see. We're going to have to see who decides to expand next. I'm curious what it looked like FireBatHero was deciding not to engage that force on the ridge. It looked like he instead... excuse me. Looked like he instead was going to try and go around. I don't know if he can afford to do that now, because he's going to encounter a lot of forces of HiyA's anywhere he goes now, because HiyA's still got only those 5 tanks there. I don't know why they keep showing Go Rush in the stands. He hasn't even played this this entire set. But oh, it looks like they missed FireBatHero pushing out a little bit there. I actually didn't see what happened. Oh, nice. Wraith softening up the tank, and then the other tanks coming in there. FireBatHero trying to do a little bit of harassment here. He is macroing pretty well. He's managed to get his forces back up. He's almost broken that little containment of HiyA's. I'm curious how committed HiyA is to that containment, and it doesn't really matter because that containment's going to get completely overrun now by a ton of forces moving out from FireBatHero. This is quickly turning into a huge macro battle. The mines are going to be a wild card. As we saw earlier, mines, if they can come out in a clutch moment, and especially in like versus Protoss games, but also in versus Terran. You see players will just not keep track of their units, and they'll not have an observer nearby, for instance, in Protoss games, and their units will just get hit by random mines. So that's a possibility in this game as well. Both players trying to flank around with vultures, and we're basically kind of seeing a tank standoff in the middle of the map, and then vultures trying to squeeze around the sides of the map to do some damage. And FireBatHero coming out way ahead in that vulture battle, so HiyA's vultures are going to fall back, but they have tanks to fall back to, so if it was like an all-vulture game, then that would have been a bad thing. Actually, HiyA does have more vultures over on the other side. HiyA has built an expansion here, and he's actually built it at the 2 gas spot, which is... wow, that could make a huge difference. Having 2 more gases for a short time. Now, there's only 1,500 gas on those 2 gas mines, so they last not as long. But for a short amount of time, he'll have a lot of gas. He'll be able to put on a lot more tanks, things like that. Whereas FireBatHero has taken the 12 o'clock expansion, which is mineral only, so he's not going to be able to put out nearly as many tanks as HiyA is once he gets those 2 gas up and running. And it's in a pretty protected position. HiyA going into the middle. He's pushing into the middle, trying to break these tanks in the middle, and he's got a lot of vultures to take the hits. No vultures for FireBatHero. FireBatHero is setting up a secondary defense line on his ramp now, so he is not going to be in any danger of... HiyA, rather, is not going to be in any danger of losing this base pretty soon. Normally, that sort of base is going to be very vulnerable because you can cliff it from the top there. He hasn't taken the gas yet, though. It's really interesting. He hasn't taken those 2 gas. It's possible that he doesn't want to get overrun by vultures, so he's going to try and rake in some minerals first, get those extra minerals in the bank, pump out some extra vultures as a safety net for before he gets the gas and starts putting out more higher level units like tanks. I think that's one of their 2v2 team they're showing, and that's Jadong, of course. Anyway, they like to do that. They like to just show random players on the other team, see how they're reacting to the game right now. Actually, this base is a little bit vulnerable. FireBatHero going around with some vultures trying to harass that base. I'm not sure if he knows about that base, actually, or because he's not going the right direction to harass that base. Actually, he's just engaging HiyA's vultures here in the middle, and he's going to lose out once those tanks come into play. But no, FireBatHero has his own tanks here. His own tanks coming into play. Both players slaughtering each other's vultures. Somehow HiyA had nowhere near as many vultures, and it really, really cost him. All of his vultures getting slaughtered. couple of his tanks as well. HiyA bringing in backup though, so he's able to push FireBatHero back, and it's really interesting how FireBatHero has changed the firing line, changed it. Turn versus turn, it's like trench warfare, you know. Um, by the way, Cholera mentioned something about some battles in one of his commentaries. I keep wanting to include more historical factoids in my commentaries. I usually forget or it just doesn't come up. Anyways, kind of like a World War I trench warfare going on here. Um, and yeah, so he is able. Wow, brilliant move by FireBatHero, shifting his entire force around and managing to change the trench basically position to the left side of the map. So HiyA does not really have a containment on him anymore, and in doing so, he was able to shift to a place where he can actually shell HiyA's base there, which is pretty amazing. He managed to do that. A little bit ballsy because HiyA then has the opportunity that he could go straight up the middle and attack FireBatHero's main. So there is that possibility, but there's just kind of too many forces on the ground right now that it's not going to happen. But FireBatHero has his main force in the middle, though. HiyA bringing reinforcements to try and deal with this huge battle. FireBatHero has way more vultures. He's going to take this battle very easily with all that, but he is going to fall back so he doesn't lose too many vultures to those tanks there. Things looking really, this is turning into a crazy game. So now that FireBatHero's mineral only has actually ended up doing a little bit better for him. HiyA was mining minerals as well, but FireBatHero just had a few more vultures, and that has enabled him to take the last two battles pretty easily to triumph them. He's now moving his command center down to the 6 o'clock position. He doesn't want to try and take that base anymore, although he could easily go for kind of the inside 5 o'clock position, one of the inner bases, kind of to the bottom right. I think he'd probably take that without too much of a problem. Although maybe he just doesn't want to risk having that vulnerable base, because then FireBatHero might move up the middle of the map and shell that as well. HiyA's at a little bit of a military disadvantage right now, so I guess he can't afford to. Oh, mine's going to go off. Oh, taking out a bunch of vultures, but all of HiyA's forces there. I was a little bit worried those vultures weren't getting out in time, and indeed they didn't get out in time. And random mine taking out a Goliath there. That's what I was talking about. Random mines can really actually do a lot of good if the other player isn't paying attention. So FireBatHero is basically, he's been winning a lot of these battles because he's been kind of moving in force. HiyA's been splitting up his troops a little bit, and FireBatHero has just been going in with a ton of vultures to block, and he's been poking and prodding at locations where HiyA has just left a few tanks for a kind of a containment perimeter, and while those tanks are just chilling there, he goes in with, FireBatHero goes in with his vultures as well to wipe things up. And that's been working pretty consistently for FireBatHero. Although, wow, HiyA somehow managing to take that battle. Well, he didn't actually take that battle, I won't say, because FireBatHero has ended up with more forces there. I'm sorry, more losses. But, wait, what was I saying? No, HiyA ended up taking that battle. Even though... Sorry, I've been commentating for like 5 hours. Give me a break here.